Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Muhammad Hakimi bin Wan Hanafi, and my network number is 215571. And my topic for group discussion is about Millah Abraham in Malaysia. So let us proceed. What is Millah Abraham? So Millah Abraham is one of the David teachings that comes from Bogor, Indonesia, and also known as Al-Qiyadah Al-Islamiyah teaching or Gerakan Fajar Nusantara Gafata. They claim that the teachings of Islam brought by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, have ended since the year of 1324 with the fall of the Abbasid Empire as a result of the Mongol invasion of Baghdad. At the highlight of the invasion is when Islamic treasure books have been thrown into the water, river, and lost from human civilization. And according to them, the Islam has already corrupted since then. And the founder of this teaching was Ahmad Musaddiq. He's an Indonesian who had claimed to be the new apostle who was raised to renew the teachings of Islam. So, what is Millah Abraham is famous for? Of course, the new interpretation of Al-Quran. So this type of interpretation was originated from Pondok Pesantren Az-Zaitun in Indramayu in West Java. Then the interpretation of Al-Quran was not following the Islamic knowledge discipline, thus leading to more astray teaching, and was further carried out by Millah Abraham. On 5th April 2016, the 28th Sarawak State Fatwa Board meeting discussed the teachings of Millah Abraham and decided that the understanding and the teachings of Millah Abraham are deviant and contrary to the teachings of Islam. So next. So my group has listed 3 characteristics of this teaching, which the first one I'll be explaining in the next slide. Okay, the first characteristic of Millah Abraham is that they claim that there is another messenger of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This happened after Ahmad Musaddiq claimed to be guided by Prophet Musa, Prophet Isa, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon them. After he secluded himself for 40 days at Mountain Bunker, Bogor, West Java on 23rd of July 2007, and he then started to preach by using Al-Quran and Bible, translated into Indonesian, of course, and was quickly accepted in West Sumatra, East Java, Yogyakarta, Riau, and Sulawesi state. And Ahmad Musaddiq also claimed that he received the revelation in the form of the true way of interpreting and understanding the Al-Quran, and he was also known as the final messenger or Al-Masih Al-Maud that will bring the true religion named Millah Abraham. I thank you for listening, and I pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabi Ashadul Azwani Zulkifli, 211833, and I will be continuing this presentation. For the second characteristic of Millah Abraham that is deviated from the mainstream of Islamic teaching and belief, they, however, merge 3 teachings of religions, which are Islam, Christianity, and also Judaism. We can see this problem originated when they misinterpret the Quran, and it also has affected their beliefs. Basically, Millah Abraham is one of the teaching that applies syncretism, which is the union of various religious rituals and beliefs, which means in this case, we will see that in this teaching, it will have many intersection of beliefs related to the religions mentioned earlier. Furthermore, Millah Abraham is closely relating Islam with other 2 older revealed Abrahamic religions, which is Christianity and Judaism. At the same time, we also should know that those 2 religions also were originated from the same one true God, which is Allah, but was astray after a long period of time. Thus, this subpoint will be also related to the third subpoint, which is Millah Abraham used Torah and Bible as additional divine sources although it was already corrupted by previous nations. This clearly happened in relation with the wrong interpretation of Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 46, and the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse number 17. Based on this ayah, we believe the Al-Quran has approved both previous scriptures as guidance. Yes, it is true, Quran mentioned that, but it only refers to the original teaching and the scriptures, not the corrupted one. Next, I will show you the image of today's Torah and Bible. The Torah is in a scroll form, while the Bible is in book form. For information, Torah, also known as Old Testament or Pentateuch, contains 5 books, which are the books of Genesis, book of Exodus, book of Leviticus, book of Numbers, and book of Deuteronomy. Meanwhile, the Bible, or New Testament, is mostly believed to contain only 73 books by the Catholic, and 7 books were rejected by the Protestant, as it is considered as apocryphal or doubtful. That left us with only 66 books. Now, let's move to the third point, which is Millah Abraham leaves the Islamic pillars. If we meet them, we can see that they neglect the 5-time prayers, Friday prayers, and also fasting. However, they believe that they were still obliged to perform Qiyamul Layl, or what we should know as night prayers, sunrise prayers, and sunset prayers. Regarding to this issue, they have taken Allah's command from the Quran directly. We are following the Islamic Sharia of Ibadah. Not to forget, their praying time is almost similar to the Jews, as they also pray 3 times a day, which is at sunrise, or known as Shacharit, and at the afternoon until sunset, also as known as Mincha, and lastly, the evening or the night prayers known as Ma'arib. And as an additional point, they also have added a new laws in their teaching. For example, they can atone for their sins by paying a certain amount of money or certain percentage of their money to Ahmad Musaddiq as a prophet. This was based on the characteristic on the Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22, verse 78. And that's all from me. Thank you. I will pass the mic to the next presenter.